In addition to the standard display offerings for your station, you'll also receive silver bowls for whipped cream, chocolate shavings, and the other mentioned condiments for this station. Assorted teas, both herbal and regular, sugars, equal, sweet and low, and cream are part of the standard coffee station. The final piece to putting together your coffee display is to add the lemons right before you're about to open up the station for your guests. Lemons should be cut right before because you don't want them to dry out in advance, and they will if they're cut and just sitting there. So cut your lemon wedges, plate them up, and add them to your display right before it's about to open. Once you fill your display and you're happy with the way that it looks, any of the boxes, racks, other than plates, or items that need to be returned to the busing station can be stored underneath the station. That way, when it comes time to breaking things down, they're right there at your disposal. You can place them under the table, but as you're doing so, make sure that the linen falls back down to the floor in a nice flow, and you cannot see the boxes that you're storing under the table from the view of a guest. In the case of a dessert station, you're going to start just as you would with a coffee station by first putting the linen topper on your table as well as skirting your table with the clips appropriate for the style of table, it being a wood top or a plastic top table. In building this dessert station, just as we look at the coffee on the menu to find out what kind of coffee station they have, we're also going to look to see what desserts are being offered at this dessert station. In this case, we're offering a wedding cake along with some chocolate dipped strawberries, lemon curd tartlets, and some berry sauce. We're going to use our checklist to make sure that every item is here that we need, and look around at what we have to get a good visual of how we're going to build the display. Considering the flow of traffic, we're going to start the display with our plates and forks, lead it into the cake, and then finish with our finger desserts and sauce. Again, just as you do with the coffee display, you're going to start with your biggest elements of height and build around that. What so many brides appreciate about the displays of Jeffrey Miller Catering is the creativity that goes into building the heights and how we can turn an 8-foot banquet table into something more than just an 8-foot banquet table. So just keep that in mind as you're building. Different levels of height, different varieties of textures are all what make a display look very interesting. Display linen adds a great splash of color. Plates can be stacked on your station, but just as you do with the coffee cups, vary the heights with them as well. So if you have a stack of 4 here, perhaps a stack of 7 as your next stack, in order to provide, again, the height, the interest within the height. You're going to receive a silver tray for your cake slices. You're going to set your entire display with all the serving pieces that have been given for that particular display. Once you've designated the spot for them, then they can be sent down to the kitchen to actually have the food put on them. In this case, we're going to use this silver tray for our slices of cake, which will require a cake server to go along with it. For our finger desserts, we'll use another silver tray and a cake stand. These serving items are designated. By reviewing your menu, you'll see that our strawberries will be on the cake stand and our lemon curd tartlets will be on the tray. Berry sauce, our finishing touches, such as candles and greens. Finally, we'll finish with the forks and napkins. Forks can either be displayed in maybe a copper pot with the handles facing up, or they can be arranged on your tabletop. Not like this. In some sort of pattern. Cocktail napkins can either be arranged in a flower pot or sometimes just spread out on the table. And here's a standard dessert station, including sliced cake and finger desserts and a berry sauce.